Hello, my name is Ayana Ware, and in this PowerPoint, I will be going over a couple of instances where Dove's social media marketing team got it wrong. Additionally, I will analyze what went wrong and what could have been done to solve these issues. In late 2017, the skincare company Dove released a 3-second ad on Facebook of a young black woman taking her shirt off and transforming into a white woman with a bottle of Dove body wash sitting to the side of the right side of the screen. This insinuated that Dove body wash cleans the dirt off of a black person and turns them into a clean white person. This, of course, did not go over well with consumers. Many social media users wondered how an ad like this could have made it past the many layers of review. The PR team in charge of making sure things like this do not happen failed to catch how this could have potentially offended someone. Dove released 2 statements apologizing. They stated that the ad, quote, missed the mark in representing women of color thoughtfully, end quote. The company goes on to say, quote, the visual was intended to convey that Dove body wash is for every woman and be a celebration of diversity, but we got it wrong, and as a result, offended many people, end quote. These statements from Dove left a lot of their consumers wondering what particular mark that they were aiming for, as this ad was blatantly racist in its imagery and implications. This apology came just days after the incident had occurred. While it was correct of Dove to act quickly with an apology, this situation only reminded consumers of what had happened earlier that same year. In that same year, May 2017, Dove had another scandal that turned a lot of people off of their brand. Dove created limited edition bottles representing various body types. Instead of inspiring a body positivity campaign, however, many people were offended. Kristen Bellstrom in Fortune's Broad Street newsletter wrote, quote, I don't know about you, but I have never felt oppressed by the shape of my toiletry bottles. And I do not appreciate a company that so oversimplifies the complicated issue of how our society views women's bodies. End quote. Others took to social media to write their own similar reviews about the new releases. Changing the shape of a body wash may seem harmless in theory, but when you compare it to how women have been treated in society and the oppressive things that have been said about their bodies, a simple various shaping of a soap brand's bottles does not do the topic any justice. Dove sees themselves as a company that prides itself on introducing women to loving their bodies for what they are. Their core values seem to be centered around making beauty less stressful for women. According to Dove Mission Statement Analysis, their core beliefs are to make beauty a source of happiness and confidence, attach positivity to beauty, believing that beauty is unique and every woman must feel confident about her beauty, encouraging body positivity through its self-esteem projects, loving oneself and reflecting in its advertising strategies, and they state, we invite all women to experience beauty on their own terms by engaging with products that deliver superior care. This is from Unilever, Dove's parent company. These all seem like agreeable morals. Coming from a brand specializing in beauty and skincare, one would hope that the company would strive for these things. However, when you see a brand that is seemingly constantly releasing offensive advertisements via social media platforms, it can be hard to want to support that brand through purchasing their products. Although the thought behind Dove's core values and what they strive to accomplish through their company brands is wonderful in theory, it could serve a number of issues when it comes to social media campaigning. First and foremost, Soap and being clean and feeling beautiful is not just for girls. In this climate of social media and quote-unquote wokeness, associating a basic human activity with a corresponding gender or even race, it potentially feeds into negative stereotypes about certain groups of people. What many brands fail to do is consider the nuances of certain campaigns and topics when advertising them on social media. There is a different demographic to cater to when marketing on social media. According to the feedback given about the soap bottle shape incident, for example, some women do not want to be known as the people with different body shapes and being defined by a soap bottle. Certain demographics, such as men, may not even consider buying any of their products. Additionally, the conversation surrounding body positivity must be had. However, brands should not be so eager to pander to a certain demographic that they completely ignore the nuances of that issue. It is important that when you are coming up with a social media campaign, that you think about who you are marketing to. Based on the demographic, it is possible that you will get different reactions and feedback. Additionally, it is important that a company must evaluate what they did wrong and what happened in order to prevent these kinds of mishaps in the future. When a brand continually makes the same mistake over and over, it will seem as though they are not learning from their mistakes and do not care about the impact they have on the public. Learning from one's mistakes is what allows them to grow and be better in the future. If there is no progress being shown to the consumers, they may invest their time, energy, and money into a more trustworthy brand. Going back to one's social media marketing plan may be efficient in securing the true intentions of the company and reevaluate the set goals for the business. It is imperative that brands fine-tune their goals and steps of implementation when thinking about how to bounce back from a mistake that they have made. Although tuning is the final step of the social media marketing planning cycle, it should always be looked over every so often. This is so that the business is staying on top of trends, as well as the do's and don'ts of certain aspects of their business. It seems as though Dove did not do a good job at this, as they have multiple public mishaps that resulted in offending a particular group or community. The only way for a business to continue to grow and flourish is for it to grow with whoever it is that they are marketing to. Evaluating your target audience, as well as your marketing plan, will allow for your brand to be up to date with your audience. This is especially important for social media marketing, as it is an ever-growing medium and there is always something to learn from. It is clear that Dove has a history of offending their consumers due to ignoring certain nuances and do not consistently fine-tune their company's set goals and intentions. It is not enough to apologize every time you mess up. The apology will mean nothing to the consumer if you continue to make mistakes in the future. These mistakes could lead to consumers no longer buying your products. Feedback should always be taken into consideration when coming up with a new campaign, as to not step on anyone's feet. In this age of social media, brands must be careful about offending their consumers. The social media marketing plan needs to be thought of every step of the way in order to avoid this. Although these are mistakes that Dove has made in the past, there is still hope for them to fine-tune their marketing plan for social media. The PR team, as well as the marketing team, must be on even understanding on what message they are trying to convey through their social media advertisements. With this advice, I believe that brands like Dove could be well on their way to better their marketing plans and ultimately their company.